Hello, fellow viewers. Welcome to my page. I want to humbly thank you for listening to me. Today, I am going to talk about what is an elevator pitch and how to write or to say a good elevator pitch during an interview. I have an exposures working in the developing economy as well as the developed economy. And I've been in this field for quite a while, and I have service within the operational activity as well as within the IT activity and fraud and investigation space within business within the economy. I have good understanding of what a good risk framework is, what a good policies and procedures are, managing projects of high skills, more than even 180 billions project simultaneously with other projects at a time. So I have good understanding of how the economy work. That's and as well as the recruiting policies and approaches. So I'm coming today to show you how to get your next job within a few statements that you say during an interview. How to get your next job. In United States of America, they pay more attentions to their system. They have a system in place that when you get here from the developing country, you must learn the system for you to be able to be successful. Some of you, you come here, you go to school and you learn all this. Some of you, you will not go to school. You will not have the opportunity to go to school. But you need to understand how the system works. You need somebody to guide you, to hold your hands, because you cannot be successful without someone there to lift you up. You know, people lift people up. Without somebody lifting you, you will stay down there. So that's why this knowledge is very key. So let's go straight ahead to get an understanding of what an elevator pitch is. An elevator pitch is simply an introduction of yourself, then for you to outline one or two important points about your interest in the role, and then for you to be able to connect with the audience. So you introduce yourself, you outline one or two key points about the task that you're about to 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 apply for, and then for you to be able to connect with the audience within a short space of time. So maximum you should not go above 2 minutes when you do this. Some people says you need to do it within 30 seconds. Others says you can do it within 1 minute. Others says you can do it within 5 minutes. It all depends on how your interviewer have the time they have schedule for this interview matters a lot. So when you know how the interviewer introduces himself and explains to you how the interview will be run, if he tells you that we are going to ask you three behavioral questions, three questions, and then you already have it on your head that, okay, if they're going to ask me three questions, then how many minutes do they take to introduce them own self? If they take like 2 minutes, then you too have to take 2 minutes to introduce yourself. You don't go above the limits that majority of them would take to introduce themselves. If they take 1 minute, 1 seconds, you also try as much to take 1 minute, 1 second. So you have to be very observant. It is not one and one shoe fit all size approach that you need to take when you want to learn your next job, because I want you to learn your next 1 million job in the next second. But you have to listen to what I'm saying and apply them in your own lifestyle. And you have to be very observant because the communications is the trigger. How you people communicate during an interview trigger your own moves. Many people have said you should memorize something for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and so on and so forth. These random memorizations, when you come and meet an interviewer, and an interviewer will know exactly whether you have memorized something or whether you are talking out of genuine love. People that speak out of genuine love, they feel the impact of it. That's why having an understanding of what an elevated speech is, having knowledge of how the structure is, and then being able to flex yourself, to fit yourself during an interview matters a lot because you are not alone. There are many people that are coming to an interview. Some are very static. They comes up, they are just waiting for you to put the remote control on, and then they begin to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Those kind of character attitudes cannot attract an interviewer to actually give you that next job during an interview. But your understanding of and being observant during an interview matters. If there are just two of you and then the interviewer takes about 3 minutes to introduce himself, it means the interviewer is willing to listen to you for 3 minutes. If the interviewer takes 1 minute to introduce himself, then 1 minute will be enough for you to introduce yourself. If the interviewer takes 30 seconds, then 30 seconds will be enough for you to introduce yourself. So you need to flex based on the nature of the interview so that the interviewer don't get bored with your bragging right. You know, people want to brag about who they are, what they have achieved. Everybody knows that. So in an elevator speech, before the interviewer comes, he has your resume with them. So they have gone through your resume, they like you, that's why they are invited in this interview. And because they have gone through and like your resume, that's why you are invited in that interview. So they know exactly what certifications you have, the level of educations that you have acquired. They have also read about the job descriptions, the scope of the job descriptions that you have covered within your job. They already have understanding of what your capabilities are, what they need to train you if they need to. They already know all that because they have detailedly reviewed your resume and see those aspects within your resume. So, but when you are coming to an interview, your elevator pitch is something that adds more value to those resume content. So you don't want to come and start repeating, I have a certification in this, in that, in this, in this, in this. They already have seen those things. So it's a waste of your time and a waste of their time. And for them to understand that you have not done your due diligence, you are not really prepared for this job. That's why you are here repeating the same thing over and over that we have seen. They will know that you have a lot of bragging right, the pride inside you. That's why that is all what you want to tell them about. So when it comes to an elevator pitch, you have to be very, very flex. I call it flex, be flex. Be ready to smile. You see, I have my dimple, natural dimple, because I started smiling when I was young. I want you to smile. Practice to smile. Don't put an angry face. An angry face will adapt to your system and then create your own future for you not to be that attractive during an interview. Anything you build start from seed and then they grow and then they represent the outcome of your own character. So I want you to develop that flexibility of feeling free, feeling comfortable, and be honest and truthful about yourself when you come for an interview. Then the second thing that I also need from you to understand is that you don't come to an interview without doing your due diligence. What are your due diligence? Your due diligence, one, is for you to have an understanding of the job. Read each of the job from the first line to the last line. Underline all the key terms and knowledge that you don't know about that job. Do your research. Go through YouTube. Go through other channels of knowledge like Coursera. Go through different types of knowledge like InfoSec. Go through Udemy. Even pay some money to buy some content from others, because you have to invest for you to be able to reap what you plan to gain. So there are so many sources of information out there that you need to do. Go and gather this knowledge and review them, and make sure that every terminology within that job descriptions, you have an idea of it, so that they don't embarrass you. Sometimes we have acronyms. Make sure that you go through, review, get the acronyms, or have an understanding of those acronyms, and make sure that during an interview, the acronyms that you use, the interviewer can understand it. Because sometimes you have an acronyms that the interviewer doesn't understand. Sometimes you meet a human resource person. You use acronyms in your job site that the human resource person has no idea about that, because they are not content managers. They just have an overview, and they wanted to conduct this interview. They have a checklist that has been given to them, and that is all they have. They don't have in-depth knowledge about your job, what you're expected to do. So some of these human resource person, when they meet you, you want to make sure that the coverage of all the terminology that is there, that is what they have read, and be able to use plain language, simple language to talk to them, so that they can understand you. And then check the box and said, okay, you meet up with this, line A, line B, line C, line D, line F. So that is very paramount for you to land your next $1 million job. Then that is another key points that you need to know. Then another things you need to know before the interview is during their due diligence process, is for you to get an understanding of who is going to interview you. You need to look for his name. You need to search for other sites like professional site like LinkedIn, or whatever site you think you can find that individual. Find that individual who is going to interview you. If before the interview you have not get those information, reach out and ask, how can I get to this individual who is going to interview? Does he has a site where I can connect? Because you need an understanding of who is going to interview you. Sometimes you need an expert. You go through his resume on LinkedIn, you know that this is an expert. It means that during the interview, you have to be very careful, because every word that you say, he has good understanding of it, and he can rate you directly based on your explanations. And you don't want to come there, then you don't have good knowledge about it, and then you just say something that will affect you, and then make you not to partake in the next rounds of the interview. So this is very key. Very key. Do your due diligence. Know about who is supposed to interview you. And then the next thing that you need to do during your due diligence process is to make sure that whatever system that they are going to interview you, you make sure that you have access to those kind of system. If they're going to use WebEx, if they're going to use whatever approach, whether they're going to use whatever approach to interview, whether it is whatever, I don't know whatever system they're going to use, but whatever system they're going to use to interview you, whether it's Zoom or whatever, whether it's Microsoft Team or whatever, I don't know, but those link that is sent to you, don't wait until that time before you click those links. Test those links to make sure that they are operating effectively. Test them. Check them. Click the link. When you click the link, it's going to open in your system. Make sure that when you click the link, it works. Because sometimes they send you links that are corrupted in some way or the other. And if you timely remind them that you have tried that link and the link is not working, they can correct it before your interview. Because you have just one chance to land this job and you want to be successful. That's why you do your due diligence before time to make sure that you are prepared. And then the next due diligence that you need to do is to have proper overview of the company. Know a little bit about the company. There are so many sites you can go to find out about the company. You can go to LinkedIn to know about the company. You can go to glassdoor.com to see how people rate that company. There are also opportunities for people to tell you exactly how they rate the CEO activity. What kind of business is the company as a whole operating? You need to have an understanding of their presence in the market, their level of integrity within the society. What are some of the statements from their employee? What are they saying? What are their competitors saying about them? Have those knowledge within you. You need to do your due diligence to have all this key knowledge. Then now that you have completed these key indicators, I call them key indicators to a successful marriage to your company. Then now that you have done all this, the most important thing now is your elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch. Your elevator pitch is very key to your success. Your elevator pitch is very key to your success. And your elevator pitch is an introduction of yourself. You outline one or two key points about yourself related to the job. Many people during elevator speech, they say something, they say a lot of things out of context. Everything you say in your elevator pitch must be in relations to your job. You don't come and begin to tell people that I work in a financial crime when you are there in a project management. The project management, all they want to see is your skill in project management. Maybe you work in a financial crime, but identify area where you do project management. You can say, I work in a financial crime. I have experience working in financial crimes, and I support the project management team in doing A, managing time for employees, B, and doing this for quite over a while where I gain valuable experience on project management and budget management as well. Then you go now to explain that you connect directly with them. You say, when I saw these job descriptions and I did a review in glassdoor.com, I realized that the core values of this company actually aligns with that of mine, in the sense that they mention that majority of the reviewer mentions that the company is a company of high integrity. I am somebody that have built integrity over time, and I like to work in an environment of high integrity. I also saw that the company is doing well as far as stock market is concerned. Those are some of the key things that motivated me to think that this is a good fit for me, because of those key values that you have done your research. If you are a nurse, then you come in, maybe you are a new nurse coming from Africa, you haven't had an experience in the US market, and you are asked, tell me a little bit about yourself. Those are for opportunity for you to give your elevator pitch. Say, tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell me about yourself. They don't want you to go and summarize your resume. It's wrong. In Africa, when I was there, when we have elevator pitch, we were trained that we have to, give a summary of our resume. But in United States, that is not the case. That is not the case. An elevator pitch is a simple summary within 1 minute or 2 minutes that you introduce yourself, you give two or more points about the roles and how you blend into it, and then you connect directly with your audience. Let your audience connect directly with you. You want to win their attention. You want to bring out something that maybe they don't even know. So you want to connect with them, or something that they know and they are proud of. That's why they are there. So connect with them directly on that space. So if you are a nurse, you can say, my name is this. I've been working in so and so field in the nurse for quite a while. Or my name is this. I have been in the nursing field, in the developing field, practicing as nurse, and then I came here in the United States. I've been servicing as a home health aid specialist, and in that role, I gained valuable knowledge, dealing with client directly, being able to help support household activities like cleaning, taking care of patients, and that has enhanced my empathy. I went through the website of this role, and I discovered that they share the same value with me, and the CEO was rated so and so percent, which is something that really attracted me to like to serve in this company, because their values are coming from top to down, which means if the CEO is highly rated, it means at the ground floor, he will be implementing what he think, what the value for that company. So those are some of the drive that attracts me. So you have to bring something that will make the person feel connected with you, feel happy with you, and that it is based on your own due diligence that you do, the research work that you do. So I can give you many examples, and each example that you give, everything has to be within the context of the job descriptions. You don't want to go out of the context of the job descriptions, but you want to be brief. You want to add something in additions to what they know about your resume that they don't know. But if you go in your elevator pitch and you say only things that are in your resume, you will not connect with the audience, because they already know it, and they'll go back and nothing will be added to your elevator pitch. You want to leave them smiling and laughing and happy that they meet you, and then they learn something new about you that they did not even know. Those are the key things that you need to add in your elevator pitch, and that will help you land the next most important job. If you have a job interview and then you need somebody that can drive this change in your life, somebody that can connect to you at this level that I'm saying, then you can always reach out to me. But remember that you have to like this video for me to continuously produce content of this video. So follow on my page in Facebook, in YouTube, and I will share them with you. I want you just to like them and encourage me so that I can produce more. I've been in this field for quite a while. I have serviced the developing world, precisely Cameroon, and I have seen how the market works. I know the limitations of the market. I saw with my own first hand how uh, an economy can resist development when there is no strong judiciary enforcement, when there's insufficient uh, uh, regulatory requirements that can help enforce equity, that can help enforce justice, that can ensure that the system operates to encourage business to develop. I saw all those uh, chains and working in United States of America precisely, being able to work at the level of a consulting with the Attorney General Office of the state of Ohio for Revenue Collection Department, being able to serve at with the payroll department within the state of Ohio, being able to work with JP Morgan Chase on financial crimes related activity as well as activity related to uh, civil civil relief act for the military base, being able to support other companies like Citibanks on the mutual fund, uh, and being able to ensure that they have adequate security policies and procedure in place to calculate the net asset values of different shares, being able to correspond with different shareholders, and being able to ensure that regulatory requirements and all the controls and policy in place, and being able to make sure that frauds related activities are adequately designed to mitigate any risk. Those are some of the exposures that I've had. Being able to work with World Fargos on at the level of governance, implementation, being able to train staffs, being able to provide testing at all levels on both manual hybrids and automated controls, being able to run projects and lead audits and so on and so forth, being able to perform control oversight activities, identifying risks and managing risks within different line of businesses and so on, and supporting other business like coming in as an advisory role for KPMG in supporting matters related to PPP loans, being able to conduct different research and being able to make determinations on crime related frauds activities all over the economy. So I have quite good exposures to tell you that if you reach out to me at any point in time and you need advice, you need someone that can look at your resume and say, this is a good resume, this is a bad resume. You need someone that can coach you, that can say, in this kind of job, these are the kind of tools we need. I'm flexible because I have strong knowledge in cybersecurity, operational activities, managing projects, then being on the frauds and anti-money laundering space as well. I have covered all the areas in risk management. That's why I can boldly tell you that you're reaching on the right person if you need these wisdoms and knowledge. I'm out to educate my brothers and sisters coming from the developing world. I'm also out to educate the handicapped, those that are highly marginalized within the society. There's a lot of problems in United States when it comes to disability, disabled people finding their way through the market. The market is really highly discriminatory to them. You will see businesses publishing a better result about disabled people, but they cannot enforce them. Ask the statistics, ask for the data. Show me your data where how many disabled people are placed in positions of authority. You will not see any data. When you ask for data in relations to marginalizations and all these different, they will not give you data. They will only tell you we are all created to do this, we are doing well, and so on and so forth. But the status quo remains the same. But for you to be able to understand, to break the status quo, you need somebody that has worked extremely hard and that is ready to provide his advice to you free of charge for now. But if you need personal advice, it will pay a fees. That's why I'm saying that contact me on a personal note and then we can discuss more about you landing your next opportunity. If you need more information, you need structured informations related to your own field, be open, be ready. But these are the tools you need to land your next most desired job through an elevator pitch. God bless you. Take care of yourself. I want to see you the next millionaire the next minute. And come back to me when you become a millionaire and said, I watched your video. It empowered me. It enlivened me. It prospered me. That is my mission for you. God bless you.